Well, Taylor Swift clearly won't be shaking it off when it comes to being paid for her music. She rocked the industry a few weeks ago when she pulled her music off Spotify, stating that artists needed to be paid and paid well for their songs. While continuing our exclusive conversation with rock legend Sting, who came of age when there was no iTunes, right? No Pandora, no Spotify, only MTV. I asked him what he thought of technology changing his craft.
The model is changing, obviously, and I don't think the model we have at the moment is necessarily the one that's going to, be there in 5 or 10 years. We need something that's a little more equitable for musicians. I think musicians need to be paid for their work. It's fine for me,
Well, you've made your money, right?
I've made my money. I'm well off. But young artists beginning their career, the idea of making a living out of this business is tough. And increasingly so. So whatever model is created needs to be equitable. I think the streaming model is a good one, but we also need to be paid.
Well, you are on the streaming services, so you haven't opted out of those. So in some ways, do you support these models?
In a way, I think they're evolving. I was interested in Taylor Swift's stand because I thought it was a brave stand, and she also brought it into public debate. So it was good. People need to talk about this. What is good for music? Music is important to our society, and it mustn't die out because it's a vibrant part of society. So you agreed with her move then? I thought it was good to get the debate out. Okay. Whether she goes back to Spotify or not is up to her. But I think to raise the debate was a good move. Well, it's interesting because when that happened, that definitely created some seismic changes. And well, a lot of people have no idea that there's any issue. Right. But musicians need to be paid. Well, on the other side, I would hear from people who said, well, why should artists feel like that they have any right to be making tons and tons of money like they have in the past? It's not tons and tons of money. It's making a living. In this industry, you can make a killing, but it's hard to make a living. And I think it needs to be more equitable. So do you think more artists should push back, like Taylor Swift? I think the streaming companies have got the idea now, and they're working as best they can, I suppose, to make it better. But it's evolving. Every day is different. And I'm intrigued by where it's going. I'm glad I'm not starting out now in the music industry. That would be a tough one. Do you think you'd be able to make as much money as you have if you started out now today? No. Okay. No. I mean, I have no guilt about making extravagant amounts of money. I did that at the time, but I worked hard for it. I worked extremely hard. I'm still working hard. Right. But I enjoyed it. And you're still out there taking risks, right? I'm still out there taking risks. What do you think of the new artists today? I mean, not just the Taylor Swifts, but you've made comments about Justin Bieber. I feel sad sometimes when people leave school, they have a hit on X Factor, and then suddenly they're vaulted into this crazy world without any kind of thing to compare it to. I don't know how you stay sane in that, because the pressures are enormous. And unless you've had some grounding in real life, it must be very difficult to survive psychologically. Well, should the music industry be more responsible towards that? Is there anything that can be done on something like that? I don't think entirely blame the music industry. The media, too, are responsible. And society generally, we vault people into these positions that are difficult to sustain. And when you're a young person, you've suddenly become famous and successful. You think you're entitled to that forever, and that sense of entitlement doesn't help. You never let that get to your head? No, I didn't, because I had a real life before, and that may not be possible in this new era. But I'm glad of it. I'm glad of that time.